As soon as you join us, share the program for us. One share a day. Keep the devil away. Keep ignorance away. Share the program for us. As soon as you tune in, as soon as you turn on, and you will never there now. Thank you for joining us, you Junior Abe. Let's use the next 5-10 minutes to share the program. Yes. Today, what are we looking at? Good morning to you, Mr. Alexander Oposi. We thank you all very much for your continual and wonderful support. As soon as you join us, share the program for us. Facebook was the same. Now go there. As soon as you join us, share the program for us. I am also using this opportunity to share the program. Yes. Yes, share the program for us. For Yedamase, good morning to you, and we all have to thank God for the gift of life. I have to say thank you all for your wonderful support over the years, and also all the appreciation. We also appreciate your custom. We also appreciate your support and also your love and understanding. Last week, I brought some few issues in play. And I thank you all for your understanding, because this week I was able to get a lot of work done because of your understanding, and also people were able to call in, speak to our secretaries, and they were upfront with why they were calling, and as a result my secretaries were able to help a lot of people. That meant that it freed up a lot of time for me to actually concentrate on the casework as well as the court work. Because before last week, on average, I was spending about 10 to 15 hours just for calling people back. And some of them were so simple that, my secretaries could have dealt with. So therefore, there was no need for them to leave a message for me to call them back, because our secretaries could have really dealt with it without too much of a problem. But it seems like there was a bit of misunderstanding and maybe miscommunication, and as a result, some issues were so minor, but people felt that still the lawyer have to basically answer that question for me. So we thank you for your understanding, and I believe that by working like that, we will also be able to concentrate, or I personally will be able to concentrate on more of the serious matters, such as someone who is going to court, someone who is in court, someone who has been detained, someone who has been arrested. Those cases are more, if you like, very urgent. And as a result, when we all do that, we also help our brothers, we also help our sisters who may be in urgent and genuine need of our help. But when it comes to, I need a list of documents, I'm going to extend an application. What are the list of documents? Those issues are issues that can be dealt with by my secretary without, any difficulties. And where, they are unable to sort out the problem, they are able to bring that to my attention. And I am then able to do what? I am then able to resolve it for you. By doing that, it speeds up the process, and also it decreases the anxiety and the anger that sometimes, comes up. I will also say that if you need legal advice, try and book an appointment. Because the thing is this, if you book appointment and you come to see us, the time is your time. Any question that you have, I will have that time for you. But where the appointment people don't want to book the appointment, and it's just one question after another, it stops us from actually helping people who are in urgent need. And sometimes it may not go the way you want it, and this could really lead to infuriation, because some people get annoyed that maybe they are not getting a response. But the reality is that if someone has paid for a service, if someone has booked for an appointment, the person has wasted his time or her time to come and sit in front of us. I don't think it will be fair on that person for me to be going on the phone every 5 minutes because someone is on the phone wanting to speak to me, and therefore someone who is in front of us, for me, is more of a priority. And also it's a matter of respect to the person, because if the person has wasted his time, his money, to come and see you, and every 2 minutes you are on the phone talking to other people, then it becomes a problem, you see. And we are very, very, very busy, I must say, because right now our appointment slot is about 3 weeks away, because of the good job that we are doing for the community, and also for the support and your continuous referral. Justice and law solicitors, we are grateful to you all, and we are also grateful to the Lord Almighty. As I speak to you, we get a lot of clients from different nationalities. Sometimes it baffles me, and sometimes I ask them, how did you get my number? And then you see that, oh, this brother gave it to me, this person gave it to me. Right now, I cannot think of, a country that you don't have a client from. It baffles me all the time. And it's funny that I have a client, I don't want to mention his name, but in order for me to be able to know him straight away, every time that he called and he mentioned his name, and then he will add the white man. He mentions his name and add the white man to it. And I'm just thinking, why are you saying such and such the white man? But then again, it's easy to identify him. And me and him, we have laughed about it. an English guy married to African and tried to get the wife to come over. He has done the application with different lawyers so many occasions. The applications get rejected. He could not understand. So one of a country woman that I helped to bring a husband who was deported from the UK some time ago. I helped the lady to bring the husband in. She made a referral. So when he come to see me, I had to go through the history, tell him what the problem was, how to solve the problem before we move forward. It's taken about 1 year to do that. And now he's coming to see me next week to do the application. So sometimes it's not how you rush, but it's about putting things right. So it's very, very important that we do what? We all work together. In Swahili, we will say Harambe. We all have to work together in order to be able to achieve the set objective what we set out to achieve. So for that reason, I will say thank you very much for your understanding. And I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Yao Opoku and his wife, Helen, for your great understanding, because we are all learning, you see, and education is infinity. Sometimes you may assume that something is very simple that someone have to understand, but you have to be in the person's shoes in order to understand the way the person thinks. So all that we do is to try to educate each other so that we can provide good and quality service to all our clients. So for that reason, we thank you. This week has been very, very fruitful week. I've been able to do a lot of casework, and my secretaries, for me, has also been able to be productive, because before last week, everything I want to speak to lawyer. And sometimes you call people back, and the question that they will ask you is, oh, lawyer, I'm wondering whether my wife can do the English test in the UK or whether she should do it when we go to Ghana. This is not a legal question, and therefore this is something that a secretary will be able to answer for you straight away. So there are certain things that they are basic. So for example, you need a list of documents for extension of your application. This is a secretary's job. This is something that a secretary should be able to deal with it straight away. So if it's not something technical, if it's not something too deep, then I ask that, ask the secretary and, speak to the secretary. Even if the secretary cannot deal with it, the fact that you have opened up to the secretary, as soon as clients leave my office, the secretary will ask me, Mr. Johnson called, this is what he's asking for. Could you please give me the information so that I can pass it to you? By doing that, it speeds up the process for you, because the job that we do, every hour there's someone in front of me, and it's very, very hectic. So sometimes by the time that I get to the messages, it's after work. So if you need the information now and I'm sending it to you after work, that may be seen to be not good enough, which I understand. Because when you are looking for information, you want it right now and right then. But from my view, if I'm paying a secretary to do this basic job and they are not doing it because clients are not telling them, it can also lead to frustration from my end. But since I spoke about it last week, I think there has been a lot of understanding from our point of view. And this week, people who have called, they have been marvelous. Because of that, we were also able to meet their expectation and also job satisfaction. Because now I sit there and I'm saying to myself, wow, the money that I'm paying to the secretary is worth it. Because if the secretary is just sitting there, not dealing with minor issues, and I have to deal with it, I ask myself from economic point of view, what is the point of the secretary? I may as well get rid of the secretary and do it myself. But then again, this is a job that I can never do it myself. I need other people to help me. So in order to be able to be productive and to be able to be effective and provide quality advice, quality services to our client, I am thankful that, last week you listened and you took it in good faith. So for that, I'm very, very grateful, so that it will free me time to go on to maybe more technical cases, to be able to help all our clients and also our brothers and sisters who need our services. So for that, I will say thank you. 2, this week I've received a lot of messages, a lot of concerns. And in fact, one of my clients from Swindon called me. By his grace, we've done everything for her. She has now gone on to receive her citizenship ceremony. So it was just a matter of applying for the passport. And she received an audio about the nationality and borders bill. And all of a sudden, she began to think, is there a point in going to pay money to do a British passport? If the audio that she has received is indicating that you could still be deported, even if you are a British national. Not only that, a lot of people have called me during the course of the week. People are panicking. People are naturally concerned about what they have heard. And I give them the assurance, in fact, they were relieved that they spoke with me before making a final decision. They've asked me to come on air today and try to, explain exactly what it is. The facts, which I will call the fact sheet. We all have to do the best that we can and explain it to people so that people will make the right decision based on the right information. So today, that is what I plan to do. I'm going to go into it. The Nationality and Borders Bill, the fact sheet. In fact, this bill has been in existence since 6th of July 2021. So it's not something new. The bill is not something new. But it's also important that we need to know what is coming and what we need to do in order to be able to prepare ourselves for any eventuality. It's also important that people need to understand that when we say something is going to be put in place, it does not mean that it never existed. Because arguably, if you look at the content of this bill, I will argue that it is not anything new. Why am I saying that? Because I'm going to give you practical examples to calm yourselves down. Because people are going crazy from what they have been hearing. And I will say to you that, the world that we live in a cycle. We go around in cycle and we come back to where we are. So it's not anything new. This is what I will argue. So I will say to you that we all have to calm ourselves down and look at the situation and get a better understanding of what is happening. So we will do that. We will do that. The good job that we are doing, sometimes, when you are doing it, you don't see its effect, and you'll be surprised. I have been contacted by a company in Ghana who are also shown an indication that they would love to sponsor the program that we are doing, because we are doing a fantastic job. So at a point, we will speak to them, but it's not going to be today. At a point, we will speak to them and see what they also have to offer in terms of help, medical help that they offer to people. So today, at some point, I'll play their jingle, and hopefully, if you have family members in Ghana and you need help in this area, by all means, you can contact them. They will also be able to help you in some way. So at some point, we'll play their jingle, so you need to pay attention to it. So we will talk about the Nationality and Borders Bill today in detail. I will also be talking about employment check and update. Employment check and update. The reason is that most employers these days, they think that everyone can create a share code, which they can then use to check whether the person is eligible to work or not. But it's not every application or any application at the moment one is able to create a share code. So I will try and explain. It's very, very important that anyone listening to me, you share the program to your loved ones, because we all work in this country. And the stress and the pressure that sometimes employers put on employees is, unbelievable. It's absolutely ridiculous. And over the past month, I have spent a lot of hours educating human resources department, educating employers, because for whatever reason, some of them are very confused. So for me, if you get a better understanding, you will also be able to educate them rather than me doing most of the work. Because for me, if you know it and they come to you, you should be able to explain to them that, sorry, the share code system does not apply in my case. My application was submitted under immigration law, and for that reason, you have to do the manual employment check service. And you give them the link. So today, I will post the link on the comment section. So as soon as your employer begin to get on your nerves, give them the link so that they can do the check. You have your peace of mind. I will also have my peace of mind. And also, great news or good news. Ghana completely rejects claims that it would be willing to receive asylum seekers from the UK for offshore processing. There was a time that it was announced in the newspapers that the Ghanaian government has agreed to take on asylum applicants who are in the UK claiming asylum to countries like Ghana for their claim to be processed. And if they qualify for asylum, they will then bring them back to the UK. Some few countries were mentioned, and most of the countries came out straight away to reject it. Ghana, as at 18th of January, the Ghana Ministry of Foreign Affairs have confirmed to a group called EIM that Ghana is not prepared to accept that deal from the United Kingdom government. Also, the nationality bill, for me, one of the most dangerous areas is the Section 9, which basically gives the UK government power to strip away your citizenship without even telling you. So you can imagine that I traveled over to maybe Ghana. On my way back, I get to the airport and I am told that I will not be allowed entry. Naturally, I will ask why. And then to be told that, hold on, your citizenship has been taken away from you. So when it happens like that, then the question therefore is, what did you do? Basically the UK will be making you stateless if you don't have any other nationality. So it's very, very important that we all do the best that we can, and appreciate when we live in a foreign country or in another country. We need to respect their laws. We need to respect their rules. But what people also have to realize, at the moment, it is just a bill. It has not gone through Parliament yet. So what I say to people is that, there is bound to be some changes, what we will call amendments, because now it's going through House of Lords. And the House of Lords, they can see the dangers of having such a draconian bill and what it can do to people. So I don't think they will just whiz it through without what we call scrutiny. So people must not panic too much, because for me, this bill, i.e., for me, it's not new. It is there, or indirectly, there are other bills that the government have used to achieve the same sort of outcome. So all that I say to you is calm yourselves down, get on with your daily lives, and if you need to apply for British citizenship, don't let the bill put you off. I say this because I will give you the reasons at some point during the course of this show. So do not panic. If you need to do it, get on with it, do it, because there are so many advantages of obtaining British citizenship than not. So the lady from Sweden who gave me a call in a state of panic, I told you go ahead and do it, and I say it and I repeat it and I will say it once again. Me can be sure was said, say o pesika unko uhieni wo se ontufo. Na said you sasabonsam ne yere kra no ye na twempra na nti se muti aba. Enti no edu baby a you have to do what you have to do. And for me, I'd rather have it than not, because having it give you choice. And say if you don't have it, then you don't have any choice. So for me, it's got advantages when you travel and you are coming back and there's a queue at the airport. We all know how quick, if you are holding a British passport, how quick you are able to get through the immigration. If you don't have it, we will see all the inconveniences that this can cause, that it causes to a lot of people. So all that I say to you is that, do not let the bill to shake you, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of amendments. We hope, because Parliament or House of Lords will simply not just sit there and accept everything that is thrown at them. I believe that they will be critical, and they will also make the necessary amendments to protect individuals, to protect their family members, and to protect our community and our society. So for me, it's important that if you qualify, don't waste your time. Simply just go and do it, because it's worth it and it is worth doing. So please don't let that put you off. There has been legal opinions about this bill and how it breaks international law. Home Office say that it does not break international law. A lot of academics and also lawyers believe that it will break international law. So we wait to see what is going to happen. The bill is not a bill yet. It's not a law yet. It's a bill. That means it's going through the process. And therefore, I don't think there is a need for individuals to panic too much. Right. I'm sharing the program as much as I can, because I keep getting messages back that please can you send me the link? Please can you send me the link? So if you are watching us, please also help me out. Let's share the link, because by sharing the link is also stopping me from starting the program, and it's playing a bit it's a bit difficult for me at the moment, because I'm sharing the link, talking at the same time, and it's making it a bit difficult. So the more you share, the more people will stop sending me the messages that please share the link, share the link. It helps us. So by sharing it, you are also helping me to do this. So let me just play this tune. Today, one of my school, in fact, classmate is being buried today. It's very sad. That's the reason why I'm wearing black, as a sign of respect. And I pray that, she rests in peace. Today, I will also, I've had the opportunity for the past 2 weeks, we've spoken about domestic violence. I have been contacted by one of our sisters, and I invited her to the show. There is an organization that basically cater for people from African and the Caribbean communities. It's a domestic violence organization, and I asked her whether she'd be happy to give about 10 minutes or 5 minutes talk about the organization, what they do, and the help that they offer to victims of domestic violence. So at some point, I will be inviting our dear sister to the show for her to tell us what is also out there for victims of domestic violence. I've been contacted for the past 2 weeks by so many people who are victims of domestic violence, sharing their experiences, and it's a very, very controversial topic, so people are very, very uncomfortable to call the show and talk about it. Last week, one of our sisters built up their courage. She shared her experience with us, and a lot of people call me to basically give her a thumbs up, because it's not easy and it's not something that people feel comfortable talking about it. But the more we speak about these things, the more we are able to cure and help a lot of people. Because some of these abusers do not even know that they are abusing someone. And someone also sent me a text message, what is the effect of domestic violence on the abusers and the abuse? At some point, we will also talk a little bit about this. So if you're watching us, please do the best that you can. Share the program for us so that we can start the show proper and real. So let me play this tune to show my respect to my classmate who's passed away. Today he's a funeral as Kumasi Kwada, so a Greek. Life is one big road, it's full of signs. God knows why, but we are with the family in spirit. And we thank God. Whatever happens, we still have to give thanks and praises to the Lord Almighty. So let me play this tune, and while this tune is playing, we can then also share the program. As soon as the tune is over, we are starting the program in Thank you very much for sharing the program. This will make it easy for me. The program, you know, is very, very important to not find Chemi. Say, if it's a time, we see it because said the encore for is here panicking. Too much is very, very important. As we set the record straight with the facts, so that people will calm themselves down and make the right decisions. Because, like I said, now will be crowd on my a British passport. Because of fear and panic, because of the na ekoso ewo emframani emuntino emani pani bebre e panic to the point he said anka passport to anka oba be apply no anka oye agile because na dwene eye ne say esuni emfaso biem na eye de ya mpanifo kan ye ensuo ebere ama adwene ho ada ho no mo enti ne kure na justice and law ye de ebremo no. I don't even know whether to do the program in Twi or English. And I'm so tempted. At the same time, so we have clients who are also watching us. They may not be able to understand the Twi language. And therefore, I will not be, sometimes you get into this situation that you don't know what is the right thing to do. But I will do the best that I can. I will do the best that I can and do in both languages so that there will be something in for everyone. So I will do the best that I can to also to address the issues that you may have. So by all means, let's start the program. We thank you very much, Mr. Kweku Zigzagging the First. We appreciate your undying support for justice and law solicitors and for all the referrals and for your patience. I know that any referral that you make, we will make sure that those referrals are justified as we have been doing and we will continue to deliver. Nyamene Hene, twins father, wherever you are, good morning to you. Good morning also to our dear queen, our dear lady, the twins mother. Once again, thank you all very much for your continuous support. We appreciate you a lot, and we thank you a lot for your dire support for the cause, i.e. to fighting the immigration battles for all immigrants. And we believe that through operation of the law and working alongside with justice and law solicitors, we will achieve, you know. So Joe, D.I. Joe, good morning to you wherever you are. So we appreciate you all. We thank you all. Let's start the program. Some time ago, it was in the news media that those people who come to the UK to claim asylum, Priti Patel was putting in place some mechanisms, some measures, so that those people who are able to make their way here to claim asylum will be sent to another country for processing of their application. Because of that, some countries were mentioned, that these countries are possible countries that they are targeting, including Ghana. Before I continue, let me also take this opportunity to recognize my own mother, Kate Owusua Donko. I hope and I believe you are recovering. I've also got a message. I believe that you called in, you spoke to my secretary, and my secretary was able to assist you, and you were very happy with our service, and we thank you for your understanding. That is what we are looking for. We always want to give the best customer service, the best customer experience to all our clients. Work with us and you'll be happy, and you will also achieve what you have set out to achieve. So we thank you all for that. Now let's look at this. So there was a mention that countries like Ghana, people will come to this country to claim asylum, and in order for them to process the asylum application, they will send them back to a third country. So Ghana was identified as one of the countries, or it was speculated that Ghana is one of UK's target countries, where someone will come from maybe Jalalabad, Afghanistan, to claim an asylum in the UK. The person would then be shipped over to Ghana at a processing center in Ghana and stay there. The UK would then look at the person's claim, and if the claim is successful, the person will be brought back. The question that any civil person was asking, what if the application is not successful? If it's not successful, the person will not be sent back to the UK. Then the question is, what is going to happen to that person? Is that person going to be shipped over from Ghana to Jalalabad, to a place that he came from? Or was the person going to be left in Ghana, as an example? So by so doing, you will be attracting more foreigners into your country. And we all know that no country really want to take in more foreigners than they can chew, you know, for obvious reasons. So there was a mention, and the Ghana government, for me, was a bit too quiet, because there are so many countries that were mentioned, and their authorities came out straight away to deny it, that is not true. They will not accept that in blah blah blah. But finally, the Ghana government have spoken in a press release which was issued on the 18th of January 2022. The Ghana Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration stated as follows: it has come to the attention of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration that the UK newspapers this morning reported details of a document dubbed Operation Dead Meat, which contains, among others, a measure supposedly being drawn up by the UK authorities to send migrants to countries such as Rwanda and Ghana for processing and resettlement. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration wishes to state categorically that Ghana has not engaged with the UK on any such plan and does not intend to consider any such operation in the future. So there you go. It's very, very clear that, you know, that is the case. Back in September, 8th of September 2021, there was a mention of a tweet which was reported by Sky News UK about the possibility of the Ghana showing an interest in such a partnership to the UK government to host deported or returned migrants of third countries from the UK. The Ghana government has made it very clear that this is not true, this is not the case, and basically Ghana will not entertain such measures. So that is for that one. That is very, very clear. The Ghanaian government will not get involved in such scheme. Now, let's move on to immigration news update, i.e. changes to right to work from 6th of April 2022. There is going to be a bit of changes, i.e. the right to work. As we all know, and as I mean, come back when you answer, now after you move on. Basically, the Ghana government now can say the idea about British newspapers in any Sky News. As a Ghana government, any British government, no, bi. Obi a wabe krumu ababedi edro, ana se ya chene babi deport no, wadi edro. According to international law, no, so because wadi edro we apply for asylum, was say utie nasem na make a decision. Se untie nasem untimi deport no. And yes, sir, send the Nipane back to a place his life will be put in danger. So in this case, you look at the Geneva Convention, Article 33, the principle of non-refoulement, i.e. you cannot send someone back to a place of danger. And for that reason, the UK government is looking for a way. So for example, Yachubi, you see, I didn't go back in the crew, or say, hey, you didn't go in the crew will be to apply for asylum. And by the UK government is forced to detain the person. And when the person is detained, sometimes it takes time before their asylum is processed. And whilst asylum is being processed, sometimes when they get smart lawyers like justice and law solicitors, then you the UK government to say they be under how or my journey. If you know, say a chini panel near processing the case. I was saying if you chromo acraco. Now say I need you there, say Jan life a man. And you know, publishing newspapers, a work room say Ghana government, any Rwanda, any some countries, some of the major to say only UK for a deep and they are interested in it. Ghana government as at 18th of January 2022 this year, since September, I feel like Ghana government, no say, and yen the credit, Ghana government, any UK government, any Nkutamu DBA, was any Marie home. Now, Ebum Ghana government, so no, and ya dear, obey not gonna say, BBC Crano, or the Eddie Ebejin. No. The second one that I am talking about, that we are talking about, is changes to right to work check from 6th of April. Now, ahana me pese again yanom yeti ye assume na yeti niye because they're very, very important. I'm going to switch to English so that those people watching us who do not speak our local language, which is the Twi language, or I shouldn't say local language, I should say Twi language, because when I say local, who is it local to? Because some people are from Ghana, they don't speak Twi. What about them? So the proper terminology that I should be saying is Twi language. So now let me switch to English and explain this. There's going to be changes about right to work, and people need to be aware of this. Some employers may not be aware. Some employers might have never employed, migrants before, so they are not aware about the concept and also the politics about immigration and the right to check and the fine. They've heard that before you employ someone, or if someone is working for you, you need to be able to check the person's right to work. These days, what every employer is asking for is what they call share code. All that human resources people are asking people to get is that they should get them their share code. So for me, it's important that we also understand who can create a share code, which types of visas allow you to create share code online in order to be able to give that to your employer. If the type of visa that you have or you have applied for does not allow you to apply for share code, is there any other alternatives? That is what I will be looking at right now. Now let's look at this. Employers who want to avoid the possibility of a fine, like I said, in employing migrants, are to carry out the right to work checks. Checks, as we say, are not mandatory. It is not forced for the employer to carry out those checks. However, there is a duty on the employer to make sure that they are satisfied that the individual has got the right to work. So, if you bring your British passport, most of the time, that is the end of the deal. Because by having a British citizenship means you have the right of abode, the right to work in this country. So if you qualify for British passport, please do it. It saves you a lot of headache in terms of employment. Because if you are holding any foreign passport, every April, they start this madness again. They will start hustling you. They will start asking for your documentation. The question that me I ask you right now is, how long can you keep doing this? How long can you keep taking your black book to your employer for them to look about your right to work? That in itself is headache. So if you have your British book, now the British book is this, not this anymore. If you have it and you show it, that's it. No one bothers you. So for me, it's very, very important that if you qualify, you do it. So whilst there is no mandatory requirement for the employer to do employment check, then if they don't do it and they are caught to be employing illegal immigrants, there is a fine of £20,000 per each person that the Home Office arrests, and therefore every employer is also covering their backs. In order to prevent discrimination, now from 6th of April, all employers are being asked to get even those who hold British passports, basically to get them to bring it in again, because there's going to be changes in the law. So let's look at the changes that are coming up. Let's look at the moment, how the system is at the moment. At the moment, there are 3 possible ways of carrying out employment checks by an employer. The first one is the online right to work checks, where the employer looks the person up in the Home Office immigration database. So you do the online check at the moment, you go to the Home Office website, you get a share code, and basically you check it yourself. You check it yourself as the employer. The second one is the use of the employment manual, i.e. the Home Office have given manual or a guidelines to an employer on how they can satisfy themselves that the documents are genuine or they have the right to work. So you give your card to your employer, you give your passport to your employer. Your employer would then scrutinize your card, your documentation, by comparing it to the Home Office guidelines to employers to ensure that the document is genuine. If they satisfy themselves that way, then that is also another way of checking. The next one is the virtual right to work checks, which was introduced during the pandemic, where a scan or a photo of the ID is allowed instead of the physical document. Because of coronavirus, you can scan your documents or you can take a picture of it, you show it to your employer. If the employer trusts you and is satisfied, that is it. And therefore, that would have been it. And also, there was another one called the Employment Check Service, which is the manual one, where the employer will get you to sign a letter of authority or a consent form. The employer will then take your application reference number if you have existing application. One thing that I must emphasize today is this. Some people are old school. Things are changing every single day. And as a result, even Home Office referencing has also changed. I am emphasizing on this point because I had a case where my client called me. The reference number that was generated by the application, my client said that he's been told by the employer that the reference number is wrong. I was a bit baffled and a bit surprised that the employer said that. But then again, I started thinking, does the employer, does he know that there has been a lot of changes at the Home Office, including even how they reference individuals' applications? In the olden days, Home Office reference number for each applicant started with the applicant's first letter of his last name. So if, for example, the applicant is called Joseph Doe, you will see that the Home Office will use the first digit of the last name, which is D, Doe. And then they will add unique numbers to that D. So if the person is called Joseph Doe, the reference number will start with D, followed by sometimes 6, 7, 8, or 9 digit figures. So it will be like D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be the reference number. However, since 2017, 2018, there has been a change on how Home Office work. So these days, it will start with figures or numbers. Home Office have numbers that they will use, and it is a 16-digit number. It is called unique application number. So the unique application number is a 16-digit number. It starts with 1212 or 3434, and then it's followed by other numbers, and that makes it 16 digits. So the employer, what the employer have to do is go to something called ECS check. I am going to put that on the comment section. That will help us all to get a better understanding. ECS check by employer at the Home Office. And basically, this is a sort of, indirect manual service that when you just click it, it will take you to start. And if you go to start, it will ask you whether you are employed. Okay, let's go through together. I'm going to put the link on Facebook and also on our YouTube page. And when you have time, or if you have time, you can check it out yourself. So when you get this knowledge, an employer is basically messing you about, then you can also do something about it. I'm putting this out there. For me, it will also help me, because if people know how to do this, get around this, the phone calls that I get also reduces. Someone will say, lawyer, you are giving too much information out. Yes, I am. But it also helped me, because these are areas that rarely the individual will be able to do it himself without calling the lawyer to basically to sort it out. If the person is unable to sort it and the person is our client, by all means, we are happy to help them to do it. So it's on Facebook and it's also on our YouTube page. It's all Justice and Law Solicitors. If you have not already subscribed, subscribe to the page, because what I'm going to do is every time that there is legal update, I will do a short audio and post it so that people will be abreast with information and what is going on. So if there is any decision that they have to make, and if there's something that they got to do, they can do it on time. Our job is not about money, but it's about empower people with knowledge so that they can apply it and they can make themselves powerful. So when you click on the link, it will take you to Employment Checking Services. Scroll it down, you'll see a green button and it says Start Now. You press on the Start Now, it takes you to the second page, and the question that it asks, does the employee or prospective employee have a passport from the UK or Ireland, or other immigration documents from the Home Office, or an immigration status that can be shared digitally that demonstrate the individual's right to work? If you have submitted your application for extension of leave, the answer will be no. Then the next question is, does this person already work for you? If the person is already working for you and the person has demonstrated that he's got the right to work and the person has shown you evidence that his application has been submitted, then obviously you have to say yes. When did this person started working for you? So if the person started working for you from 1st of January 2022, as an example, you put that in and you go to next. And then it will come up with a summary of the information that you have entered. Then they will ask you, does this person have any of the following? An ongoing application or appeal for leave to remain in the UK. Since you have submitted your application before the expiry of your visa, then of course that will be the first one. So you take that. Either the person has got an appeal pending or the person has got an in-time application. So you take that, you go to next, a summary will come up, and it will ask you to put the Home Office unique application number. This is where at the moment it is the 16-digit number. So you put the 16-digit number in, or if you have the person's passport, current or expired passport, you put that in, or if you have the person's BRP from the old one, you can put that in, or if the person sent it by post, you put the tracking number in. So example, let's just say passport number G is a Ghana code, so G25789, whatever, let's put something in. You put that in, you go to next, and then it will give you a summary of all the information that you have put in. And it will ask you, has this person been in the UK since 1988? We say no. We move on to second section. And then this is where they ask full name, date of birth, nationality, job title, hours worked per week, home address of the applicant or you, the client. And it will ask for the employer's name, business type, contact information. Once that is put in, and the consent is also attached, within 72 hours, Home Office will give them a response by way of positive notification response to confirm that you have the right to work. So in fact, it's very, very simple for the employer to undertake this exercise to confirm individuals' right to work, especially those whose application is pending. Now, let's look at the changes that are coming up. Now, Home Office is switching most of the applications similar to European applications. At the moment, European nationals and their family members and those people who have submitted an application under the Skilled Migrants Scheme and the point-based system applications, at the moment, Home Office have created a system whereby they are able to check their immigration status online. And by April, Home Office is moving most of the applications in tandem with the European application. So a time will come that every application, you should be able to check individual status online. That is what the Home Office is aiming to do. It is for this reason that Home Office now, when they issue you with biometric residency permit card, it is valid, even if it's indefinite. It will be valid until 31st of December 2024. Because Home Office says that from 1st of January 2025, the biometric card that we are using will become redundant. We will not use it anymore. So we need to be aware of this. So these days, those who have been issued with indefinite since August 2021 coming up to present, they are indefinite. On the card, you will see that it is valid until 31st of December 2024. Because from 2025, a new system is coming into place where the card that we are using will no longer be valid or will be relevant. Home Office is introducing a new scheme, a new system from 1st of January 2025. So now, if you are working and your employer is harassing you that you should bring your share code, and you have done an application under human rights, leave to remain as a spouse, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, since it does not fall within the European Union settlement scheme, it does not fall within the point-based system applications, you cannot simply generate a share code. You cannot give them something that does not exist. Unfortunately, some of these human resources managers have not got a clue of what is going on, because they have been able to use the share code to assess someone else's immigration status. They think that is all the same, and therefore you ought to be able to also give them the share code in order for them to be able to also check it online at the Home Office. So it is very, very important, if you are listening to me, if you are hearing me, you understand that if you have done human rights application, this will not be applicable in your case, and therefore you need to educate them. You need to tell them that they need to do it the original way, which is to go online and do ECS check, which the Home Office will give them something called positive identification notification to be able to enable you to continue with your work. What I will also say to all our clients and all our listeners is as follows. If you have to apply for an extension of your visa, please don't wait until it is too late. Try and put in your application at least 2 months before your visa expires. It is very, very, very important that you do that. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because if you do not do it that way, it may well be the case that your employer may not ask you for evidence of your right to work until such time that your visa has expired. Sometimes if you leave it like a few days before your visa expires, before putting in your application, Home Office is a big organization and the right to work department is separate from the case working team. So what then happens is that by the time that your application is submitted, by the time that the initial case working team check through the application and enter your details into the main system, which can be accessed by the right to work team, it may take some few days, if not weeks, or if not months. So we've come across cases where we have submitted applications and for the employer to tell the client that the Employment Check Services Department are unable to confirm your right to work. Not because the application has not been submitted, it's because it has not yet reflected in their main system, and as a result, by the time that the employer may be carrying out the employment check, they may not have access to that information. When it happens like that, then what then happens is that they will simply say that we are unable to check the individual's right to work at this stage. When it happens like that, the employer will kindly ask you to go and stay home, and that 5 days time, 10 days time, they will carry out another check, and when they get a positive check results, they can then do what? They can then get in touch with you for you to start work. So for me, it's for this reason that I always advise my client, I always tell people that it is important that they do what? They do the best that they can and submit their applications at least 2 months before their visa expires. If you do that, you avoid a lot of problems, you see. And now I'm having to fight a lot of employers. Over the past week, I spent about 4 hours educating employers. Some of them did not know what to do, and I was able to use my knowledge, explain it to them, work with them, and as a result, they have been able to get the positive verification report, and my clients are now still in work. I've come across cases where people have lost their job because of this. I've also come across cases where some lawyers, unfortunately, to them, they think that it's not part of their work. So why should they get in touch with your employer? You have to deal with it yourself. People are calling me every day, here and there, everywhere. And we are doing the best that we can to help people. Because at the end of the day, 5 minutes of your time that you help your brother man can actually put food on his table, can actually put food on his children's table, could actually put food on his wife and maybe extended family's table. So 5 minutes of your time sometimes goes a long way to help others in a various kinds of ways. So when people say God bless you, this is one of the ways that God used as a tool to bless his people. So for me, the 5 minutes of your time, if you have it, by all means, share the knowledge with your brothers, your sisters, your clients, and anyone who may listen to you. Because at the end of the day, we all have to help each other. We'll be kind, and nama yemfa yesi enye enche enti sana etie se unye bi ho kire no na opese oboana na obetimi aboana na wayede na waboana enti sana eno soso idea akwa enti employment check ne de is very, very important. I say your employer, if they are harassing you, na say oh lawyer, men train emani too critical. Try to educate them. If it's not working, as fast as possible, get your lawyers involved. Because some people, the job that they do is hand to mouth. If you enjoy a month to cry, na say a week cry na, a big problem. They cannot pay their rent. The stress that they will go through is not worth it. So all that I say to you is, if you are our client, Justice and Law Solicitors, and you are having these problems, by all means get in touch. Justice and Law, we are here for the community. Justice and Law, we are also here to help our clients and those who come for our services. And even if you are not our client and you are facing these problems, when we come here on air and you call in during the questions and answers segment, by all means feel free, call in, and we will give you honest opinion and honest advice. Our aim is to, through operation of the law, we believe that we can achieve some sort of justice for people. So that is why we come here every Saturday to educate and to share knowledge with people. Now, let's go to the big one. The big one is the Nationality Borders Bill, Deprivation of Citizenship, or Nationality and Borders Bill. I had them say mechanic because Enkrofo afreme atete me pa. Yes, I'm on for afreme atete me, but obey me again. Nationality Borders Bill no a year bill UK government at the Echo Parliament since 6th of July. Now a cromwa before say because bill no a like proposed law into chroma de constitutionally defend a bill bill now a idea and now say proposal a bind a percent a yemra into before say yemra no it was a House of Commons a hona yapi a omo door omo chairs no a green no a hona Prime Minister, any opposition, any other parties, etna a debate bill, no, and I say proposal, no idea, no. See a budget man, I see a into man. Now, some bill we a call Parliament, no. Here you need to say Conservative government. I got a Bojo, Boris Johnson, Ediano, or more majority of over 80 in Parliament. And a yet dear, or more propose to be Diana. A likely say a year or more government na a war power, more majority in Parliament, on Bejiatum. And to almost she share a nema bibrea on the other Parliament, na a core Parliament in so and pass also almost a vote for it because almost majority or Majiatum. Now say no a House of Lords. Now House of Lords the upper chamber or the second chamber of Parliament. And to almost so a share proposal no. Na omashe se emra aban peso odibe eyemra emumra so ana eyemra edi mpuntuo ebeba na eyemra edi asumdwe beba na enti eno na House of Lords esoso eyede ehwemu no na House of Lords ehwemu no say no omunya vote because omuhwemu hia House of Lords esidi omunya nsem no omusoso behwe se emra ne ya se enya baby a enye bia no on be suggest bibia ye friend na amendment no make vote ho enti sesi ano eni se amanfo eye die ebom eye very very important sa fear and panic a koso during the course of the week phone calls pa menya no senka medi akira anka adwuma pa efe na adwuma ka menye bi this week da me nyame ase etie force me da mase ye lawyer clients me da mase ese obi ofre ye bia wotie last week ni bia no ofre ye no amehame ofre ya secretary fine no obusa ne se oh secretary me che salo ya kasa last week na ose bibia na yetimi busa secretary na eye okay se metimi busa wana wose ane fire away no obusa se oh kamekwa me British passport na se matini me bia ase ehun hia kra se ne ye bi because you let me deport me you let me say dia what is the point secretary so no update bia no ye momo ete says the justice and lawyer Davroma any your secretaries any our supporters at Davroma say oba your officer e ho change you'll be surprised obi a wawura obi I say eish aha change at the office ma bie mu ana nyame ana aye mo na maye because mo support ye de ye na e was say you make sure say mo ba baby am betina mpo e was say e ho edini baby am betina mpo e was say entertainment so ba ho no enunti sese oba officer baby a eye reception a ye di video abo ho no ye programs aye in the course of the week you know obeba oti waiting room o twen se obehu lawyer no na enususu twegu news na enususu twegu na chese bibie ni na oti wa wo twempo no so no we are educating you oba office so a nyame adom e ho ayejo po na minim se mrepem no metwa so e de aba ba kire mo musu amodi tayechi any support amodi maye any your custom how are you so no esi eboaye ama ye improve your services enti obi aso fra secretary didn't go through eyemra ewo ho dada only say there is going to be a little bit of changes changes no say netie ewo ne nipa no so enya quick information ne nipa no akoma e de atodeyem where my secretary is unable to deal with it, you know, straight away, me send the audio, nipa no. Obi okra na no fact sheet, na ma send ya mano, na ono read it, na wo hu de air course. And it say what he say, sebe, the name obi can be bi anase bibi sa na you know memo ehusa because sometimes you know fear and panic can cause a lot of headache to a lot of people. Ntina penifo can be say our real way enti se fufu ana ya kan hwe e de pa enti se woti se bibi sa e koso a wo lawyer for lawyer na ebusa enya sa ye ba fidi so a frɛ na ebusa ye be yi wano enti immigration and the borders the nationality and borders bill me papa chow yentie ni pa me benyan to boase mama ne summary what the government is saying and what the government is proposing to do. According to the government's own fact sheets, where any justice and law fact sheet, and your home office fact sheet, and you said me ba the bugu mitrim anamakebi. Lawyer Dako, me chimria na machesi, any me de chiramo and a wahano. I hope so you can read. Nationality and Borders Bill fact sheet. Wayne and a wahano. Osha date was on 6th of July 2021. We be reading the pepe and natural. No said the ACTA. This is what the Home Office is saying that they are trying to do. And a wahano. Osha heading now. I know say sometimes a reflection into unyane said you see pen Mama Shefi YouTube and also Modiani a fact sheet and non military. Home Office for Domestic on Babini. The Nationality and Borders Bill is the cornerstone of the government news plan for immigration, delivering the most comprehensive reform in decades to fix the broken asylum system. The bill and the wider plan has three key objectives. One, to make the system fairer and more effective, so that we can protect and support those in genuine need of asylum. If we remember, back in 1997, 1998, when Labour came to power, they also said something similar, if I'm not mistaken. I said, we are going to make the asylum and immigration system fair, faster, and fairer. Now, we have this Home Secretary, Priti Patel, saying we are going to make the system fairer. 1998, we heard this. So for me, it's nothing new. If you study the law and jurisprudence of the United Kingdom, for me, my interpretation and my take is that it's nothing new. If you just join us, share the program for us, because this is the legal gospel. You're not going to get that from anywhere. 2 is to deter illegal entry into UK, breaking the business model of criminal trafficking networks and saving lives. This is what the government says it is aiming to do. Thirdly, to remove from the UK those with no right to be here. If you look at the 1971 Immigration Act, it is already there. Anyone who does not have the right to be here are going to be removed. 1971, it's been there since 1971. The question that I ask, is it something new? I don't think it's anything new. To deter illegal immigrant or to deter illegal entry, if you enter this country without the right papers, what happens to you? You get deported, you get detained. Is it something new? I will say it's not anything new. The Home Office says, why are we doing this? They are saying that the system is broken. Is it? Is this going to fix the broken system? I don't know. Because if someone is facing persecution, if someone's life is in danger, do you think that a person cares? The person will do anything that they will do to get into a safe country. If someone's life is threatened, the person is not going to sit there and wait for God to come and rescue him, because God will give that person brain to run for safety. And therefore, it's human nature to run to where they will feel safe. However, UK government says that the system is broken, and therefore they are bringing this nationality borders bill to fix the broken system. What they say is that we stand by our moral and legal obligations to keep innocent people fleeing cruelty from around the world. But the system must be a fair one. The question is, what is fair system? That is $1 million question. So we wait to see. UK government then goes on to say in 2019, the UK asylum applications increased by 21% on the previous year to almost 36,000, the highest number since 2015-2016 European migration crisis. What this does not say, it does not mention anything about the coalition troops running from Afghanistan, because most of these refugees arguably came from Afghanistan. As soon as the withdrawal took place, they have to run for safety. And some of these people are traveling all the way from Afghanistan to different countries, Turkey, France, and so on and so forth. It does not take into consideration, the fights in Ethiopia. Ethiopia and Eritrea, they are at war, fighting. People have to run for safety, and sometimes people feel connected to the United Kingdom, and therefore they run to the UK for safety. 2, the current appeal system is too slow. This is not talking about the coronavirus and its impact on the court system. But however, it goes on to say that as of May 2020, 32% of asylum appeals lodged in 2019 and 9% of appeals lodged in 2018 did not have a known outcome, i.e., still the applications are still in the court process. The asylum system now costs over $1 billion a year to run. Non-illegal entry in 2020 was around 16,000. Illegal entry people entered the UK in 2020. How they get these statistics, I don't know. As a result, there are now over 10,000 foreign national offenders circulating on the streets, posing risk to the public. This is the justification that the government has put forward to support the Nationality and Borders Bill. The government then goes on to say that to make the system fairer and more effective, this is what they will do. They will continue to resettle genuine refugees directly from regions of conflict and instability, which has protected 25,000 people in the last 6 years, more than any other European country. This is the UK government speaking. They will also continue to offer a refugee family reunion, which has seen a further 29,000 people come to the UK over the last 6 years. It goes on to say that they will also meet our statutory commitment to lay a report in Parliament on the outcome of the Safe and Legal Routes Review, including family reunion for unaccompanied asylum-seeking children. And also, it says that it will improve support for refugees to help them build their life in the UK, to integrate and become self-sufficient members of our society. It goes on to say that they will also introduce a new temporary protection status for those who do not come directly to the UK or claim asylum without delay once here, but who have in any event been recognized as requiring protection. This status will afford only basic entitlements while still meeting our international obligations. All that what this means is that I simply do not know all this gibberish, because they are vague and super, it's just there. In practice, what does that mean? So we wait to see what it meant. They've also gone on to say that they will introduce reception centers for asylum seekers and failed asylum seekers who require support to replace hotels, so that they have a simple, safe and secure accommodations to stay in while their claims and returns are being processed. Does that mean detention center? Detention center is not mentioned. Reception centers, interesting. No detention centers. Also introduce a new and expanded one-stop process to ensure that asylum, human rights claims, and any other protection matters are made and considered together. So basically, it's going to be just like the Section 120 notice. So it's just changing the color. Everything remains the same. So for me, to be honest with you, I don't see anything different from what we already have. But sometimes, critically, some people will argue that politics, you have to come up with at least something that appears to be seen to be new. Now, let's look at what the UK government is saying. They say that they are bringing this nationality borders bill to do the following: to deter illegal entry to the UK. So what the government is saying is that they will introduce new and tougher criminal offenses for those attempting to enter the UK illegally, by raising the penalty for illegal entry from 6 months to 4 years imprisonment, and introducing life sentences for people smugglers. Is this something new? No, because under the Immigration Act of 1971, if you enter UK illegally, you have committed an immigration offense and you can be punished. The law is already there. But what this appears to be doing is that it is giving Home Office or the Secretary of State too much powers, if you like, to basically to punish people if you enter illegally. At the moment, you can be sentenced to 6 months imprisonment. Now, UK government is saying that they will increase that to 4 years if they wish. So it can be up to 4 years or up to 6 months. At the moment, it's up to 6 months. So now, the power is just that it's going to be more than 6 months. So it can be up to 4 years. So it is not anything new, but it's an extension of the existing rules. You can only get this from justice and law solicitors. Now, also, it also goes on to say that they will provide the border force with additional powers. We all know, according to the PACE Act, the border force already have powers. The Borders Agency Act of 2007, they already have enormous powers. And the powers are being regulated by the PACE Act, the Police and the Criminal Evidence Act of 1984 as amended. So once again, It is not anything new. It's extension of the powers that is already there. It's the existence of those powers. And it's the extension of those powers. So we need to understand that. So what they are saying is that they will provide them with additional powers to search unaccompanied containers located within ports for the presence of illegal migrants, using them to enter the UK. Are they not doing this already? We all seen it on TVs where at the ports, containers are being opened, immigration officers are going through and checking. Is it anything new? Justice and law say it is not new. Radakun say it's not new. I say so because it's already there. Let's go to the second one. Seize and dispose any vessels intercepted and encountered, including disposal through donation to charity if appropriate. I think this is also there. The powers are already there. Stop and divert vessels suspected of carrying illegal migrants to the UK. This is also there. Increase the penalty for foreign national offenders who return to the UK in breach of deportation order from 6 months to 5 years. It is already there. It's just an extension. Implement an electronic travel authorization ether scheme similar to the USA ESTA program to block the entry of those who present a threat to the United Kingdom. Is this new? I don't think it's new. I think it's a political gibberish. That is my opinion. So now let's look at what the bill also says is proposing to do. To remove from the UK with no right to be here. They will do what? If you don't have the right to be here and they are going to remove you, they will do what? They will confirm that the UK may remove people, including criminals, to a safe third country and declare as inadmissible those who come here from a country where they could have claimed asylum, so that they can also be removed to another safe country. So this is where Ghana say, no, we will not allow this to happen. Rwanda say, no, we will not allow this to happen. UK is proposing to send people who may claim asylum or people who they believe their asylum is bogus to a third country for processing. And these countries, nobody is prepared to do that, to take people to their countries. For the UK to process their applications before, if a decision is made to allow them to come in, they bring them in. So are you going to dump people in another countries? It's not going to happen because no country is allowing that. And moreover, one will argue it breaches Article 33 of the Geneva Convention relating to the protocols of refugees, which is against the principle of non-refoulement. You must not return someone to a country where their life will be put in danger. So if I come from Jalalabad and you are going to dump me in Ghana, no papers, no food, no nothing, and my asylum is refused, what do you expect the Ghana government to do to me? He may be forced to send me back to Afghanistan. Now we know that the Taliban are taking control and a lot is going on. People are being murdered every day in Afghanistan. But the media at the moment does not even care because they are not reporting about it, which is very sad. A lot is going on there. So in this case, are we not putting someone into danger by sending these people back to a place third country processing centers? We need to be very, very careful about these proposals. And I believe that the House of Lords will flag this out and something will be done about it. Also, introduce expedition process to allow rapid removal of those who have no right to be here. You say BB mistakes even too much. And you're careful. Or see, they also introduce a power to impose visa penalties on countries that do not cooperate on the removal of its nationals who do not have a right to be in the UK. How do the country know that the person is a national? If especially the person doesn't have the right documentation. We wait to see. Ensure that compliance with the asylum and removal process without good reasons must be considered in deciding whether to grant immigration bail. Once again, they are going to tighten the bail application process and also increase the length of window in which a foreign offenders can be removed from prison under the early removal scheme. for the purposes of removal. So they will increase the length of the window, i.e., when it comes to removal, someone is a foreign national. What is going to happen? So the idea is that they could speed up the process and move the person swiftly. And also is to place a statute in a single standardized minimum notice period for migrants to access justice prior to enforced removal. This is also another very dangerous thing about the bill that one have to be aware of, because when someone is in detention, sometimes it's very, very difficult to get hold of lawyers. And if you are lucky to get a lawyer, sometimes it takes time for the lawyer to build a case in order to fight for you. At the moment, when someone is going to face deportation, Home Office have a window of about 72 hours working day. And at the moment, 72 hours is not even good enough, because sometimes I have a case, or I have had a case where someone was arrested on Saturday. And the wife called me. I was so busy, I could not take the case. So I referred him to one of my friends to see if he could help. And as soon as he called my friend said, well, I don't know how much it's going to cost you, but I will need £1,500 on accounts before I even listen to your case. This was on Saturday, about 11 o'clock. The lady called me back in tears, crying that this is what my friend told him. Her argument was that the bank has closed, so she could not actually go to the bank and withdraw that money. The husband is being given a notice of removal. The removal was going to take place on a Sunday, less than 72 hours. This woman started crying with 2 children. I was touched by her plight. I had to drop everything that I was doing. I had to speak to this woman on the phone. I had to speak to the husband on the phone at detention center. I had to rush to the office, prepare a letter of authority, fax it over to him at the detention center, get him to sign it and fax it over to me. I was able to then write to the Home Office with a very detailed submission and to threaten the Home Office with judicial action, because the notice that they have given him was less than 72 hours, and that was in breach of their own law. In fact, that day I stayed at the office from 2 o'clock until 12 a.m. on that day. I will never forget. This was in 2011. And through that, we were able to stop the deportation, and the person was able to get his indefinite leave to remain. It's a story that I will leave to tell another day. So it's very dangerous, because without any restrictions or without any check and balances, this person could have ended up in Ghana. So the bill, for me, that people are panicking, it is not anything for people to panic. Where the bill, everything that has been proposed or is being proposed is already there. The powers are there. Only that the UK government is being granted, and if you like, in some parts, to extend those powers that they already have. But I think the dangerous part of the bill is the Section 9. The Section 9 of the bill, which actually says that if you are a British national, for example, and you commit a serious crime, or you are perceived to be a threat to British public, to British interests, then your citizenship can be taken away from you. Why is it dangerous? Why is it unfair? Why people have to be concerned about this bill? I will say to you that as long as you play by the book, as long as you are honest, as long as you mind your business, as long as you don't engage in criminality, as long as you are a decent human being, as long as you do decent things, then of course there is nothing for you to be worried about. But the danger about this bill is the removal of citizenship for British nationals, technically, who are not natives of the United Kingdom. When I say you are not a native of the United Kingdom, is someone who is not a natural British. When I say natural British, I mean someone whose ancestors are British. But then again, if you talk about that, then everyone is not British because we all migrated to this country. But I believe what the bill is trying to say, anyone who potentially can be also a citizen of another country, you could be deported from this country. Your citizenship can be taken away from you. So, for example, if I have a child in this country, and my child potentially is also a Ghanaian, because according to the Ghanaian constitution, if your child or I give birth to a child in any other country, my child can derive Ghanaian citizenship through me. So, for example, my children, they are also Ghanaians, and they hold Ghanaian passport. And therefore, if they commit a criminal offense, according to this bill, that are so serious to British interests, they can be deported to Ghana. According to this bill, my children are born in this country. Yes, they've been to Ghana several times, about 8 times. But they don't know anyone in Ghana. When I say they don't know anyone, it does not mean they don't have family in Ghana, because they have extended family in Ghana through me. But they don't know anyone in Ghana to the point that they can simply just go and live there. The bill as it is at the moment, if House of Lords do not do anything about it, that means if my children, may God forbid, become a terrorist or commit a serious crime, technically they can be deported to Ghana because they also have Ghana citizenship. That is what this bill is saying. But the question is it anything new? Is it surprising? It is not surprising. Why is it not surprising? Because once again, the Immigration Act of 1971, I think Section 46, it gives the Secretary of State certain powers in which they can remove citizenship. And it's so vague that Bedroom, the terrorist, alleged terrorist bride, who went to Shemama Begum, who went to Syria, where is she now? She is now at refugee center. UK has stripped her of her citizenship. Is it anything new? For me, it is not new. The law is already there, but for whatever reason, I think politics, we want to be seen to be mature, and therefore all these things are being said. So not only that, last week I came here and I also spoke about people who have lost their citizenship. This bill has not been passed yet, but even that, people have already lost their citizenship between 2007 to 2021. Over 450 people have lost their citizenship. It has been taken away from them. So is it surprising? It is not surprising, because deprivation of citizenship has always been part of the UK law. So all the panic and the fear that is going around, whilst the Nationality Borders Bill enhances, extend the Secretary of State powers to do certain things, those powers do already exist. So all that I say to you is, whatever you set out to do, do it. Don't let this put you off from doing British citizenship or to become British citizen. Because at the end of the day, I'll always say this. Say, upiska, ukosikeni wo, no achiro kwanya ofa so nye ni sika. Oyeni bia so enim sika ho fa so sen sikeni. Na sebe sikeni eyiska ekoto Ferrari. Na se otwi, se de dia asumpi bebre na. Oyeni tiwa asma wo kan say, akoya se iska. Sika de obienu awo se iska. Na emum ayana eye very important. Ese sika unibia osisika enye adepa na uwo sika ana osisika eso ewo de eso ewo emfaso enti de meka ne se etiefo yebo ya homodin panic and for panicking no as I have explained yes, whilst it is a concern it is not anything new. I will argue it is not anything new at all. Only say ese obia ebo ne homodin na ohwe ne husu because uti obi kroma and say uwo obi ekroma yese unsechi be yoda enti se unsayem enti no obi kan obi krom na yeti ho a na wa ye careful menko didi ensimhunu a ereba akoto asem yese enwa a ohwe ne husu yie no ono na penimfo se onyini ebeye otope se oti ha na so ohwe husu yie a I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the problem will be. Ni nyina eye ahweyie na ba kofo akohu odansini ewo henfa ti de meka ne se o qualifier ese wo hwe ho suyi woni o ma wo ho a tuomofo se dia omonko di ensem hunu bi enkofa ensem bia emra emeka very 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 important enti ene se dia biguso America say ene se dia misi ka no program de me de bremo ene no enti lawyer Darko be manu besia na maybe amatro for natum for about 15-20 minutes na ye dikimedie no aba na wieye yedamase for all your continuous support maybe ameka same way. I don't know how to thank you all because without you I don't think say I will have a business to run. Without you I don't think say akamenya ahoden e de aba ha no every Saturday ani ma ba betwetwe sa enkomo we na de bia no papa bi kan o se ba yadako empanifo se yebodi mpa wonte gise ye sewo eno nti na me se obi se mi mpo na mete a me di minse mi na menyame aya na makotu Psalm 35 verse 35 me se brade so wo ho a komento kwa mame na sometimes no aya baby a ye sewo no na eho na yakopon so fa e dia pagya o enti no so bi sewo kra na we eya futuo me mane hawo mane nya wo de ese uhu hie nti na obi sewo because ade ehu hia no ye nka ho asem enti no eya futu amede ma obi biara ewiase emfa bufo nya ade enti no enkwan so ade enkwan cha ade efe ana ye disika ana eye na in show business so no there is no publicity as a bad publicity because publicity be a good publicity say the usi hono efa enti ye de fidie no eba ye de adwumade ne eba na wieye sire di kan sika ye no Ghana for a contact ye sha ye papa ne tie nani aso o se e kwambe na mefa so show yi miss meet me e de aboa enu nti no wa contact me or the through his agent contact me so ayomadwene say kitwa bi ensa so eba be so yase na yaye advert amom na so etimi de sika kakra ataye chi Fire Life Radio enu so entina yedamase pa se o bibi ona be so bo ho dehura and also be contact ye be ma deal you know what the we kakra de contact ye because the o ye no eyenko ade a se be bo wachi chidom na e na yetimi idea akọ yenim enti sana etie enti no ye de mo advert kakra e ba be fem na e babaka na afi ye bie amatrofo no atum na afi ye koyenim ya da masipi
Miniaba, any man will see. You know, the sorry, I'm what you know. On complaining that to Samson, Mebra, with fit and go to engine, no beginning. The kite must be city, that be Bierano, what in Dende, near or storm, Mudilica, Megiri, and sorry, I'm a pa and castle near her, and I said, no, we are in Southern Papa, Nifia Conkind, or also complaining that tell me be any ya, or sorry, I'm a pana, or fancy kind of Kunufu, me, a crobato. My duma may, me can use Name, active, Name.
When you're sorry about for
Minyaba, any man do see, or yet more do see, and Pebia, Minyaba, sorry, Wadin, no code, on complaining that and whoever to tune. Sansina Mebra, with Fitani, or 2 engine, no Pejantin, the Kite Masadicity, that be Biarano, what and then they Yamere, or storm, Wedilga, Mejere, and sorry, I'm a pa and Cassin and near her, and I said, no way and Mreda, son of Papa, Nifia Conkai, on also complaining that and whoever be any ya, or sorry, I'm a pana, no fancy kind or Kunufu, me, acrobato, Meduma May, me can use Name, active, Name, come back, Tabiano, a black the Bedampuna Adias. Nanso men sorry that no cranka said, no baby me. Nina said your secret and tasam a draw a boy over. Nina Kowa Mesha Queni a draw or no more a bony pebiano MOCP Usita may come for a mouse. Also no who are Miss Sunny never bow na a bono bushia near a daho a ya Nulumbi now be dear dance.
Wayuki Ubenya Kwa mixture at Ghana Market, the Heart of Africa, ground floor, shop number 138, Church Road, Nisden, London. Obetumi afre 07514 433 148 and answer 07464 636 604.
Kowa Mesha Abusia Emintase. Minyaba, any man do see, or yet more do see, and no Pebia, Minyaba, sorry, I'm no code, on complaining. Minyaba, any man do see, or yet more do see, and no Pebia, Minyaba, sorry, I'm no code, on complaining that and whoever to tune. Sansina Mebra, with Fitani, or 2 engine, no Pejantin, the Kite Masadicity, that be Biarano, what and then they Yamere, or storm, Wedilga, Mejere, and sorry, I'm a pa and Cassin and near her, and I said, no way and Mreda, son of Papa, Nifia Conkai, on also complaining that and whoever be any ya, or sorry, I'm a pana, or fancy kind or Kunufu, me, acrobato, Meduma May, me can use Name, active, Name, come back, Tabiano, a black the Bedampuna Adias. Nanso men sorry that no cranka said, no baby me. Nina said your secret and tasam a draw a boy over. Nina Kowa Mesha Queni a draw or no more a bony pebiano MOCP Usita may come for a mouse. Also no who are Miss Sunny never bow na a bono bushia near a daho a ya Nulumbi now be dear dance.
Wayuki Ubenya Kwa mixture at Ghana Market, the Heart of Africa, ground floor, shop number 138, Church Road, Nisden, London. Obetumi afre
Medafo, we yamanka, wow, dine papa be our Ghana, and so a nam no cry asantino, who send ya with manisika, say yes, what you mount. It's in a yenny paradise city. Ya did this beautiful ultramodern city, Abatema, Community 25, Whooper standard, executive, semi-executive quality buildings, yenny paradise city, ye will go out. It says ye dear brochure about Ghana, ye payment terms no so, and a phone book call, open self finance. And as a mortgage for Paradise City. Our telephone numbers is UK +447 908 475 802. Paradise City. Ye Juma pa Magana yefe ankasa.
For how any say and a woosu, justice and law solicitors said, Omodiana brand and young medi home como, on Bema a futu, na say idea so to one more on Bebwa, no to one among. And immigration and answer nationality problems. Say a student application, family independent application. So pass it now, Kroma, and now lawyer bino jina one name or court amount. Personal injury claims. Say employment, landlord and tenant issue or housing issue. Family and divorce issues. Drafting legal document, will writing, renting and leasing shop, lease extension. Obina Jimsika non persuade man. Any unia kawakuma to yem now how you na to a trap. But more than any justice and law solicitors for NCASA. 07538969589 and I say 0207-738-5841. Bamodiana Fred, Justice and Law Solicitors, na yenhwe kwanya yebe faso yebe boa. Obehom ewo, the Unit 35 Eurolink Business Center, 49 Efra Road, Brixton, SW21BZ. Like I said, we have Victoria Line to Bristol. Bus 2, 3, 37, 415, 432, 689 and 690. Siwa St. Andrew's Church Pastor. Seba Emra Samudia baby, we hear any Justice and Law Solicitors.
About time you be FDNOM, you be jay number not to so na amount for so etimi afre kowa mixture for na moti or moncano Sasuna mote Paradise City for enka ana mate Justice and Law for so enka through advert na yede abremono na yeba efide so abrempon nyina editoa etie na bompata hene minim se odi atoa was sending me video was if my wife and I pass life in the UK test no why are dear pa na with the mefa sa kwam yuso so edi atufo kakra na ekromwa aya na ensempi koso we dey mo frɛ no pamacho munya time mame 2 minutes bi na afi ye hwase emfa telephone lines no enti wa fra we dey gina so mame na me mama no ensi na afi ye nkoye nim ye de nyame ase ese na hema so akoye test na apase mema bibi emu hu yiro ho na kwajo British passport sebe me se obi enkite sika na se oso ba betumi fo e wo kwan efa so enye sika e me se me shada for my gwenema no na emu mo bikite sika na oso person chere me kwan a ye fa so enye sika be the my gwenema no because experience is the best teacher. And you know, say, qualify for British citizenship, don't waste time, go and do it and be free. And today, a future make me ama opiano no. Say, especially, sase mwedi second for naked de kakra, but it was a maker. Oye bema in particular, now we krumwa, na say oyere ewo talent bia support no. At the end of the day, no, say oyere enya enimonyama, say enimonyama no. Ususu ebi beka aya meti stories ni bia aya na heartbreaking ewiase obiane ne talent nyankopon de ama no ebia wo ye bema academically no unye good ebia wo yere academically no unye good menka se wona ye bema se wuntimi nko school dia eni se wo yere ko school sa adwene no enya adwene papa at the end of the day no ana ebi e de ahye o madwene mu se Oye bema na se o ma wo yiri ku school a nyame ye na dom na so benya adwuma papa bi a onfa wo nye hwe obi gya wo akọ oba akọfa bema oni na ko bema on so akọ school enya ne kure sa da because aya na mpedin force bibi anka ka papa anka enye gerede na obi aso niwa sebi o sebi odi ne nsabunkum ebe kire ni kuro nkwan de nipa ne beye ebe trigger separation no ono onka eto waka asem na obeka ne trasa na memelo ya da committee edi am kasa asem we owura kwaku da ko nyanseni se obeka obi mu asem kire me na wan prepare na ba bi ni ho because questions are me busa wono anhwa wo mbe I always say this enti se obi ka obi mu asem a kire ma I ask questions why would someone do something because if we are so we obi aniwa boni be shane man to the point is on the boni anu de obi nipa so enti no se oye bema na so yiri ku school na do na fofo mpo de srewa mo mo nsrew wona anim de wote ho because se enmunyam e ka wo jere a wo so enmunyam no e bi be kan timani enye wo de ese oyiri wo talent na o push in life mema ye nka e ma ne nhye especially yenum bibo ya dwene no e kokoko mindset menam ye payment me ese me ese menam ye payment me ese me ese ewiase obiane ne talent yakopon de ama no Joseph na ni nuanu mpanifo wo enso nyame eye de eyi ne se wo ana me nsa wo so wo ana me ni monyam wo so ona me ni bebie kwan ama dachi mpo ibi abeka wo busuafo no David no de nwurem ni nuanu ne mfa ne nye hwe Tama eba se Nyankopon se wo David despite everything wona me anointing wona wo ye me ba wo da makoma so ese me ye wo hene Nyankopon ye ne hene ni nuanom tama angels ne sama messengers ni mpo koye ade ebusa David asema ye mfa susu se onumpo ebe ye ono ada enti sana ewiase Nyankopon efa so ye na ade look at Cain and Abel. Look at Esau. Hey, Bible need the quotations no, and answer stories no. E wo ho bebre. Na ni nyina no eye enema esi a egusu esi. Enti no yerete, na so yiri wo talent bi, na so betimi da ye bibi na de nyam bebre mu nyina. Enti o how pa de se. Sebio obu anadwini mu o ha. Asmo be kan say ah, be man de eni so tena ho no ba be ko school no ba be oba eba overshadow. Hey, obebu a wonko school, obebu a wonim hwe, enso so no, wa overshadow ni kunu a ebia wako school. Obebu a wonim hwe, enso so no ayde, she has overshadowed ebia ni kunu a ebia wako school. Enti the fact is say obi ko school no, eno enkyere se obeba beye chencheneche ewu obi so. Nembom unu obi tia, ene ne ntina yi, ene ne ntina odomu. Because oh yes sir, tembiana emamo ekomani muye progress them. Enti no you be pi eye if you fall within that category change wadwene. Oh your boss na wo show kunu so change wadwene. Because you all have to seek set we improve more life. Because ye baby amote no enye kwa na ese mote na. E wo se mutimi esiki se mo be improve more any more circumstances. Said ye ya mo wo ba emposu be wiase a you'll be a good role model to your own children. Because oba show, ni mami eye adwuma we, papa ye adwuma we ya. Ono ate wona so hwema sitna ne mabrabo amu na. We can say, hey, ma set bar ni dia, I cannot go below it. The minimum expected is to be on the same bar or to be higher than that. And people say this generation will move it, next generation will move it, next generation will move it. A time will come, valley na ye wo ye tu mu no. Sa valley no will be failed. Na afi no yeso so na abusua ana say within the sector na say within the group no yeso ye koyenim enti Ghana for motie mi nyina so nua bi ebetimi aye bibiam na koso a boa no na oduso enti bi nye de ontimi em progress ye ho na yeso enti mo aye ho na ye na ye progress emre pi amanfo timi be hume na omo complaining about other ethnicities. Anyhow they've been able to infiltrate all the working system. Now, Sianam no be kasa or can be say, hey, yeah, who care sector what they are. Management job and supervisor job in Nigeria for here was. And I'm busy say, entity and also ya found when Tia Mammy answer. And I'm swinging BB. And then ya care course, any management courses, no, copy also so you will get there. Ain't you know, and this is a complaining, but we need to say to ourselves, say, what can we do to also get there? And you know, Yadamasi, I say, Moti, dear, Yede, Abramo, and the area. Now, said ye cano, Asunina, Mu coin, and so, and yet Asunina, etimity asem. Sana etie, a teacher will chili, Bakufaku, or Dancini, ever hefa. Enti ye be a matro for not to say, Opesa Ofra. Ubitini afre number no ana yede atoho amamono number ni 07538 969589 obi frey amafo frey tama me kasa no ti mentimi anyede ene omo antwenko. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lawyer.
Nampacho odi le say na kasa frey.
Never just Francis, from Manchester.
Francis from Manchester. Eja Francis.
I have show me application aware na enyama na ye to so kanea na issue no omo hwe omo se enya papa sene nti omo kina so refuse.
Okay, and no the question na ese mi busa on say kanea no a chese mutua kanea ka no na eye papa na se eye papa. That is the question.
Enya papa.
A idea, to be honest with you, you cannot challenge it in court. Because Emrani say obide enyema boni a eye bruni beka say eye fake. Eba home office be ye application. Home office for have got the right to refuse the application. In some cases, you can be banned from making an application for a period of 10 years. And therefore, no, within the 10 years, no, any application biana obey no, potentially on the same angle, no, they can refuse it. A idea it must never be done because say inyako wronger punishment, no, and I said the price to pay, no, too much. Because idea enya papa no ebumra so it cannot be justified in any other way. I have come across cases like this before. and the person tell me, say, I didn't papa. I had no other choice but to submit an application, get the person to do an affidavit, and apologize. And strange enough, you don't need any panel. Because they say no.
When you did gather corner, we can check in who you also or prefer that more. And I'm a day with GP, a man on a GP, no, the date here, 18 December 2018. But or your church GP is strong enough, will be enough.
And say new application, original GP needs to refuse you and also make referral to the fake documentation I was submitted.
Okoma referral and Osabe and they will say Osama opportunity considering in conjunction with the but the buy no GP life insurance. Life insurance is the 31st December 2021 now. It was a no team family.
Yeah. I know more very strong evidence. Okay. The right of appeal.
Almost 14 days.
Yeah, Anna, oh yeah, and one I and I saw the far or say can he be so? It's therefore one I submit the application in the documents. To be honest with you, a lotto. Because Udru Hua, Judge Bibusa will say these documents were they fake. Okay, say a faker. Why did you submit a fake documents? I don't know how you can justify this. I really don't know how you can justify this. This is a big task. Abia by lucky be, not judge not take his sympathy on you. And I meaning the wording, how they worded the refusal letter. Sometimes they may say, Abia, they suspect say a fake.
I almost suspected.
Okay, and you know, I mean the thing is, when it comes to the law of evidence, we have something called having suspicion. Suspicion is not proving. I can suspect anything, but that does not mean that is the case. And in a case, I know a kakra, but on air, maybe some make us too much. I shall not be more to ask you. Into the what I was saying is your telephone number. If you show now, send me a text. Today and tomorrow, my busy, but maybe at the course of the week, you know, if you are meeting me after now, I can get home. I will go and be so fine. Okay, but that's it. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Good morning to you. Me pacho di de say na kase free.
Baje, William.
Your first saying? William. Okay. I don't pay what camera voice or phone pa. I've been radio in my phone in my car and boom, voice that's very low. I feel I just really casa.
But the same confirm wife, but then tell me who procedure how does it work?
Okay, procedure I need a long shot. I can give you a summary because it can take about 30 minutes to 1 hour to go through everything. Basically, person of our wife over wife also making sure say but your nationality here.
I don't my
Ghanaian who indefinite.
Me 10 years old.
Indefinite why and that's a permanent residency. And you know the key is say any existing marriage be na mungu no ese mungu na answer. 2 ese ono wife no mo worry. So my worry really are fine. The entire mechanism say sometimes they can say wife ayana obini the girlfriend boyfriend the say wife obini obi awa yes say wife enti wife ne the e paper so aban mu no yaja to say your wife or marriage certificate to back it up. I was say oba no ekoye English test level A1 with British Council and I was say oye your friend is saying tuberculosis at some point. Also, so SOE manage at least £18,600 in the UK. I was say or accommodation just of being a baby atena. I was say who prove say relationship no a genuine, a subsistent and ongoing. And I saw your letter from your employer, 6 months pay slip, 6 months bank statement. So basically this is the summary of it. So unyamwa ubiti book appointment. Come and see us. We will go through everything, ask the right relevant questions, and if there's any problem, work out how to overcome that problem before the application is put in. Emre Pino, Ayana Enko4 Eco Stati, and send a basic advice. Wos or Bebano, now any money be pre-ordered ma 1 year. Na afina osabe konechi akwakoye eba ne sana emwa ayana information and say evidence abi hia no enipa ne circumstances ana ebe kire evidence a obi hia enti emre pi no bi wo ha os madam fo yi ni sei enti misme koye ne sa na e refuse no os ne nti ase eba ne say na madam fo dey successful because if you are down for the circumstances no e different from you enti no ko follow the same thing afi no so circumstances e different enti no na akwakofa asemabro. Typical example, ebia wadamfo ono onwareda. Enti onwareda no, onfe divorce certificate enka ho. Enti ono waka kiro se do de ani dia, onfe divorce, onke divorce certificate. Ebia wo so awareda ana wajai. Enti wadamfo na anka divorce certificate enti, wo so wa anfa anka ho. Afo de be kode ne refuse. Wo se why se wadamfo de ye na be de anye yi because wadamfo no wo single or married, and therefore divorce certificate was not a requirement. But what worried that will be a divorce certificate to show say our no a good true do. The divorce ne cross no no some of the divorce certificates or the home office from person begia too, especially our Ghanaian traditional customary divorce certificates. A who's in PE. And to so be more coming near or coming no better as no go through BBM, now baby as well the baby atono or the ato now also at the Asylum Abril. Sana etie. Mesme da wasipi. Ti se opeso frɛ ya your number na egu ayine so no program ne so no obetimi afrɛ at any time between 9:30 to 5:30 Monday to Friday. You be sort to them out amount no akofa na ba asubiem. Thank you. Ya da wasipi. Bye bye. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon to you. Now, Pacho, did you say that I say free?
Pacho,
na, young quay.
Pacho, make us happening.
Oh, Kasa free Hackney, now from Hackney, now a quiet da who bits me Akasa, why? Oh, live and colored on Facebook and YouTube.
Pacho, you. Pacho, I mention with my power.
Oh, so I mean, sure, so you could do now so afraid.
If I tell you, me application, mammy, man on mobile. And I mean, used to me, mammy, as fair or yare on mission for Lano.
Yeah.
And I say, Maba, for I drew, and me, I do my drew. But Madame for because me who streaming to present cover my member. But Madame for see, or me, I invite him, my nama, like a woman invite. Now, but of a cell who say, a dinner me used to hear, so or you say, dinner, who be piana, because my media, he didn't me used to hear anything, he didn't me used to manage to be and he, the picture I know on the she knew, and the officer who say, so money invite on bra with the same name now, a bear affect Nana.
It's possible. I wouldn't say it can never happen. It's possible, it can happen, and therefore you have to be careful. That is what I would say. Because all your visa application now, you busa won sembi. Esa hwan na wo kwa kosra no. Obetro wadam fudidi. That is fine. Na say busa wo say, all family members be ewo UK na. And in this case, you know, say okakasi no. Na say eko trigger a deception. She can be banned from coming to the UK for 10 years. Either say because we can't draw, and I said, oh, attempt to we can't draw. The question that I ask myself is it worth it? Oko fan krana bano. Oka say o ma me intimi hwem krana. Say sa na wo kan.
Me ka say o yare.
O yare. ana se me yare ne na se next year me ho atome a eno se me mu mra bia so ana me ntwa antro ana me boa na se mpese me ba besra me ba ene me nana no mama bekro mu a madwiri mu de me fi se ensai hwe enti me fi se enum eho that route ni mu be more appropriate than taking a risk. That is what I will say, because a kromwa who attempted as you so ma you will regret it.
But the piano after the time me near Juma because school. Bisa like a Juma like pay sleep nyama. Yeah, Juma mo part time.
Yeah, and he said
I'm tackle school.
Say o ma me na ankasa betimi afande ne trip na eno so na ensei bo ensei bibia say bia ono a oba ne visit no ono a we sika a obe spend so tiaba ne sana ensei hwi say oni sika obe spend ya eno de ebeye problem and that means you have to work. I mean, I don't want to ask too much into your personal life, but if, for example, or boyfriend and I say we couldn't be a within a tier, that's no year Juma, or also income, honestly, one of the sponsors, including you, what very difficult. So my minister will spend it. Also, your part time now, if you are job the question is about intimation, and I say you cannot realistically sponsor the visit, and any possible thing they will refuse on the basis of maybe lack of evidence of maintenance, and I say lack of evidence to show say about Besako on the basis of financial reasons. And you just have to wait until your financial situation improves. Say summertime na be boy jumama usika kosro na say we be used to those pay slips at the year amana if he say and also is another way of looking at it. Not much that we can do for you now at the moment, unfortunately.
You with that,
I say now say if I see the same you did any years. The situation in change. So because application will be a bit high, but for that you need to make sure say you stand a good chance of succeeding. And the more I will quite you refuse now will build a bad immigration record. And to that people say as a papa been put pina a bit young visa. Now they make reference, to the old applications. Yes, I they refuse to be. If you say you free or first one, you refuse or the new one coin. And I say first one is society refuse to be. So no way. And I a bit careful. Fine. Okay. And then now who you are doing? Okay, bye. Yes, sir, opese ofra osubetimi idea afre. And then ye na 1-1. Hey, okay, we the for last caller, na ife we dey mre na wie. About 1:30 nya amkasa ma bra nkasa. Na yenkoje ahome, enye easy. And to be so ofra, you be the last caller na fe the comedy no idea aba na wie. Yenkoye ni. Fire last caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello,
Good afternoon, lawyer.
Good afternoon to you. Net say.
Positive, mommy,
positive, mommy, point. Positive, mommy, kasa.
But that's it, lawyer. Why are dear pa? And what can simply play just a little piano? Why do you not have what you say? Just say, everyone. No man was seen what the other two on why are dear. Now, Comoca clear one said lawyer. Papa be a Ghana. Ghana and wool. And then the ma, a walk room, I son. Now, Papa will be 2 weeks ago. And then the sister paying. I go far. the sister ketewa aba and the sister ketewa no so akọfa ni nua aba na the sister panyin no akọfa ni nua no ba ye no and ni nua na bewu no bewu ye no and last week Monday awo makola na nya 8 years and last week Monday the sister na wu maame na okita ba 8 years na wu na wani ni aketewa no okofa ne ba enche ni 2-3 years kwa and on ne take bed and breakfast yes na social service e wa akola ni mo asem and maame na wu nti sisi owu ye na akola no woni ni aketewa na on ne take bed and breakfast no anata bia o de ni ko school na Monday no and I watch my no call doors in jumbo okoye na branch bi ba se ne ba no na obefa akola no akoto mado na samano and also e ba ye my sister no and kan chira me said akola no papa ni omo udi kura mfa ne chia ne sister penyin so frɛ na waso woni mbe ma no and sisi ano ne sister penyin ne chira se one na ye nurse of kin and to opese okọ oni social service akasa no mbe accessing fee no ji akola no free ni nua ketewa no no ne tena ena ni nua ketewa no so no obi atutu agu na so so no Ghana fo se oni nkrata no so ne akola no tena obet we nya nkrata enti lawyer mpese mi hu se sankofo mi ensen kanyin ni timiji akola no hwe na asa akola no we fa mu na ye hwe otimiji akola no hwe na say the owo na hosisi at the moment no on na be hwe na say be ma no enso no ebetimi ahwe na wo mu ensa no a big case a
big case basically court omo make a decision biana they look at what will be in the best interest of the child. So, what will be in the best interest of the child according to the Children's Act of 1989? And you know, say Akrano edikan any obiti dada. Now say Akrano I establish here. Normally, no, the court will not intervene without a very good reason. And to the chances they say baby Akrano, you know, and you're very likely say a hona court no ebe pese Akrano bedaso atena hono. Unless they say but you need no so no be net
I bed and breakfast near the man you woo ye no
and say sakra no ne hwaneti
only the first said ni me aketewa na oba kurom hanche ye na nati
and therefore no ono na eye likely say court ne beka say onhwe akra no ne akra ne ntina
anya the sister na was so ono ye nurse of kin no payin no
because when nurse of kin no na akra ne ntine ho aya na court ne be say ombe disturb akra no the environment so and the chances are say on in a court ni be man na hwa akra now sometimes so no say we need paper now say it looks like say you are only interested in the child because of papers and sure it can go against you and you know a BB a court no will look at what is in the best interest of the child and they will make a decision and and they likely say Beko court. Now your ma your friend. Yeah, Tibamo be residential order. Said you're not a beshe akrano. And the enfamo say court free say she is in the best position to look after the child as son on be. Me will case the minima because of enunti. Obi no ninkrata yamani krata. No doubt about that. Because it was in the best interest of the child. And to make us on your wrong. But we don't have many say a nipa the shower dream motiva udi ye bibi.
Yeah.
Say obi ye bibi. Na say adwene woni tirim e ya adwen pa no de ye. Na say e ko wrong me personally me blame nipa no. Na emum enipa ni dead. Esa de a me ye no. Enya adwen pa na me de ye. E bia me a me em na mo de ye. Anase say de nkofo beti a perceive me a. I have a problem with that. And to me say so be a papa, not so be na no time. I am a fabu many pano. Name be a papa, ma obi mum na ehu na on come out. So very important. And to me na it be dependent what will be in the best interest of the child. And no na ebema the difference abem. And you know say oni akra baby o te no do oni ti say no oni na court ni be free say it will be better for the child to have a bit of stability, especially say obi be free ma you go through trauma and therefore no say obi etimi offer refuge na say you are happy there. Why should the court intervene? And it's an aqua. They likely said on anything or not a man. No problem. Yes. Oh. And your mama yako so. Hashtag way, a church. Sir, Nyamio, I pray Allah. Yes, that was it. When you want to go see them, Pamacho, Mentini, and fat time and I'm with me as a free beam. Nakene, can be for your sister Barco. When you know, wouldn't be my main friend and I didn't interest Uncle Mui, me Pamacho P. Make us a 130 upon them, he says, he said, 130 near Tiafaso. Ti my friend sister me promise me say my friend no na yene ne ntwe nkomo sesia share with us on the friend no we dey share with her. I beg you mami 1 minute na yen friend your sister na yen hwe security ne di sankomo ya and simple na basically I mean hwe security ne di nkomo this about domestic violence. Now last week the sequence when I say effect of domestic violence no and as me can be say Omomye abusers no omso monye careful because we get an character create we gifu sem utimi ko prison enti omso enye careful yes system kasi my friend be 12 o'clock but time no beat me enti no enye sa next week my friend no e the number me say on so obb enti we move on enti let me just leave it for now na fi yen free omo free BC so no na yen try na yen fa omo nyina na fi yen fa dwumadi ni mra na wie. Oh, a Freback, fantastic. Oh, Freback. Oh, funny. I said, well, I'm on for a why you be? You near banner Freback. I'm very pleased. Make us my friend about 12 o'clock. Make me a friend at 12 o'clock. Now program the SYS enti mame facha me pa. Now area very, very important and I'm pese. Hey, I'm on for a begusu already. Pama cho, what meant me after be a facha me. Phone calls ne banner, me no papa me. Yes, boyfriend then a badass. Sasuna programmer educate and for friend and for tea. Mammy, me that was a pa SM frail one puputi, now also a banana baby sanko way. Your community no domestic violence a cosopa. Unfortunately, Ghana for ye sometimes ye ni pebia sebe mano de sumina so ye nya chom kakra. Ye hunsa de na e koso na enye. Enso yen fa wo ye nti na ye yiyeni yen ka ho asem yen kondemo. The only time ye beka ho asem e ye time na ye so ye de ade na e wo ye. Because of that inti domestic violence ye hu se e koso a na ye yiyeni yen ka ho asem. Na ene me no di nkomo oso bebe fidie so oje penie. Only organization bi ye adwuma. Organization no omodwuma omoye. They cater for people from the African and the Caribbean community. Na me mpese mba be ka ma na mpese wa ye beto ye sa afro na wa ma ye advice kakra bi any the organization ne so we pese ofro ma ekwan be no be fa so afre wo mo and I say emo be no betimi e dia aboa wo mo na before say be starting patcho din dey say
me patcho me din the Ivy McCarthy me da wase ese waba na oso ne ba be na e de be na wo ye ana organization be na de omo ye adwuma ana e de na omo ye ma amanfo can be chere.
Being independent domestic violence advisor, the short is IDVA. Inti mege IDVA mass organization are your friend and Sister Space. Now Sister Space is a specialist domestic abuse organization that caters support for African and Caribbean heritage women and girls or more experienced domestic abuse and sexual abuse. Into you cater for your black sisters. We don't cater for anybody else but your black sisters because we understand and we notice and we recognize that there aren't that many services out there for Yenga, Ifri, and Africa, Yenga, Ifri, and the Caribbean. In this organization, organization is mainly to cater for us and to be able to help us to move forward from domestic abuse.
Yeda wasipi. Enti se obi suffer from domestic abuse. Na se ohia momoa e kwan be no be faso.
Enti we've got a website sisterspace.org. So we'll call internet no so now we'll call sisterspace.org. All of our information is there. We've also got information on statistics of what help or kind of support Black women are getting, and the reason why we are even in the organization to begin with. But before I make and kind of give the details of how to get in touch with Sister Space, I want to kind of give a little view as to near Asia Sister Space. Not sister because yes, sister, be not only in partner or much nothing for years. And I say, my no to say, Papa na sister, or Bebuno, now be complaining about the entire ocean, or my non pay, or my heel, isolate, or my non in Crawford, more among Timbakasa, now the family was really, really isolated here. The Oyenadi say, one break, say Papa no call. Into or catch a Papa say, or man 3 months to prepare himself to leave. Into 3 months no Jew, or say, Papa, 3 months need you into a cell. But before that, she had gone to the police on 2 occasions to report, say, Papa no is abusing her. And a Papa na catch her and say, me cool no mano, and I me shift so I will kill you people and burn the house down. When she went to the police to report it, police noted it to her as threat to property rather than threat to her life. Into almost fun of serious. And she ended up going back into 3 months no jury or catch up upon and said 3 months need you. It's time for you to go. The day that so Okono, Sam Opano, Papa na started to say like or packing in Yama, but she wasn't really going. And our mom was not having a good feeling of the way Papa now is moving. Into her friend, the eldest daughter, and I'll catch her in the band and say, now phone no so I'm sana overcoat because the way I old is very funny. He's acting funny. As she's on the phone with the daughter Papa no came back into the home with a machete.
Wow.
With a cutlass and a hammer and a nail.
What?
And a pen and paper. And now till she died.
God.
And her daughter could hear everything on the phone. But now almost 18-month-old daughter, baby, who said ne papa ekune mame, and all kicking mu isu, and a papa no fire machete and cut the child's head off.
What?
Yes.
In this country?
In this country, he killed his own daughter.
Lord have mercy.
Na papa no only say mama no was on the phone with her daughter. Into Nebana TV, na Nebana we juma nti or statito or kikimu we juma catch a juma for say. Or more fair police. Or more fair police. No police no coffee. Or more ring bell. Obian answered, then they just left.
What?
Till the girl insisted, say, something has happened. And I said, you're almost nobody answered still. And then they broke down the door and realized that was that.
Massacre.
He just killed them. And or they hammered it into the woman's head and wrote on the paper, this is your fault.
Crucifixion.
Yes. And see, domestic abuse, we need to understand. It's not nipa or bull every time. There are various forms of abuse. And the ones that have now even become very legal and you can be prosecuted for, it's stalking. One of those things are in Crawford and drink home.
Stalking you.
30 times.
Yeah, and telephone calls. Silence telephone calls.
Yes, all of those things, and also coercion and control. And coercion and control, it is sometimes very difficult to understand because a lot of it happens in marriages.
Yes.
Because we believe say, oh, you make no say, Nipa no to make us like Nyama won't get crowd or say and then you will put it on yourself and start blaming yourself.
Yeah.
Obey to me control you and correct you in a way where loan in your name. But after your Wotika and there's debt. We have all of that where people in marriages are coming to us and asking for help because they are losing their homes because they could not have a loan.
Yeah.
And the loan was in her name. She said about a year on Monica. She has to pay for it. And so she's losing the home. And the man doesn't care and he's gone. Also, no, there are so many incidents that we don't report to the police. And we understand, say, the way the police even treats us, it doesn't open the way for us to go and report. Because sometimes, or more fire case serious. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't report. You have to talk to somebody. And you say, we are following our pastors and we are following people in the community and thinking of how the community will see us because the only thing it would lead to is death. It will lead to death or you being harmed in one way or another. And to make us a mate, you pastor, but the hook no and now will partner and now will be air you and it is not the right thing. Even God Himself said, wow.
Yes.
You have to move. You have to make a move. And with all of this, there's so much more to learn. But if you want to reach Sister Space, and Sister, spelling her SISTAH instead of ER. And that is Sister Space. So we'll call online, we'll go your website, and you can make a referral. You can refer yourself to Sister Space through info@sisterspace.org. So we'll call info@sisterspace.org. You can send us a message directly, and myself, Mia, and my colleague will contact you with all the details that you've given. You need specific numbers sometimes for people to get through to us because we are so inundated with cases. Cases with Tiano Brusso. And most of the referrals are done either an organization is referring you or if you're referring yourself, you self-refer online. And then myself or my colleagues will pick up intimate palm show. Domestic abuse, it's a huge thing. Sometimes the ones who in country will be at because who can't, nobody will believe you, but we will believe you. We know what is going on. We are, most of us are volunteers, and most of us are people who have also experienced domestic abuse. We understand where you are coming from, and we know what it is that you are going through.
Yes.
Get in touch with Sister Space because we are here for our black sisters. We are doing it for our black sisters.
That was a very clear, very clean, very concise, very straight. Muamuti go through domestic violence. We Ghanaian na Davroma say also for free domestic violence, you know where to go. Remember, fellow Adako. Me mean to me ma. And when say meet the obekano. Meet area because of family nyame. But I watch you say family nyame no to one woo. Enti anamobi wo abitini etu. But about the legal side of it, the paper na air blackmail you and offer me. I will work alongside with our sisters organization and help you in that way. Said our paper so no. Yentimi family a tool of oppression and from blackmail you forever. Enti Madam Ivy Medawasepa Nyame Israel for your time. And also thank you very much for the wonderful work that you are doing for the community. God bless you and your organization.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. If you for Masuma, I'm off for Afre part time and a year beat me. Mammy Miriku Afre 50 times. Eti my friend any ye, TSM friend back Niger. Utimi a Kasakakra. Now, if you are my friend shareholder as well 50 times. My friend obeying a company. As I mean, you man yet. And TSM fresh shareholder so. Enti mesrepi mo bi am free bi next week na mo free It will be two people more from into your father.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. I can't be too much. Me about coffee. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Every around the globe in United because we are here.
Pure.
Every north, because south.
That's right.
Globe in United, what you are also.
Pure.
Yamamoni, a Juma,
Pure. A Juma, yeah, that was it.
Yes, that's a lawyer. Then be out, my yes, you had the fofro. My yes, you had the fofro, pana. And you may be one, ma. A yana said. Ebi no mo fa le tra keke nti no so mo fa le tra na wo a wo beto wo no so no so tie ne tra na se wo a ma kenkan ne esuahunu bi antimi wa ana se obi a wonim de ankyere wo bibia woni na musa ni aye okobra sa na so ye wo short courses ne niam bebre wo ho a yetimi ye ebi tro e bi akenkan aye de hunu yemam.
That's right.
Now, dear Baku, who they say, baby, I tron, Troyankatinkas, and the Debbie Amica, say your finance, say yan, baby, I Troyankatinkas and a one, and one I am not seminal, and the good one I am it. Yantia may can say, and say home office, announces to say bank, you know. One will say, I seminal, already be our passport or brawa, people be a cahono, will set our passport and I know who. People be a come where Sessa can say, now what dear you know, Kurano, and Brandon Sassano. I am time pet the king kind. You drew baby not sign be boha. Oh, Slama means senior, Tia Paso. Yen try say a bank of chef, you may be a trap, but what did say I would say, as I see a try say a best here. Now and Troyankas and Casino. Yes, in your may near Cohonia to her say, and Brandon Sassay. It's say, is Suo Kania Cow, council taxo, Obi into Obi himself, one of the when see how you okay. Obi himself, what's not baby, as a candidate of food to me to call baby. Make a minimum, so what's the person make answer. And for 4 years, yes, and for 4 years, you may be the faster boy. That's a yes, say, you pay idea, now last year, long term. That's here a shortcut and they are solve long-term problem.
That's right.
It's here that's a papa and my money as you man I said, yeah, name for and Kabinim says that will cry will be back will chrome has a nase Okitagana yeah, a colonium from Swa, yet made in the Kogana boom. Meme Kwana mean TB mean tin pennies and crowd I see that's a papa said there be our jibre now on your person in Kumiana best let's read and near Mamma that's a papa. Emma money a Juma Piao.
Juma, yeah, Piao. It was a pee, Yami Inshaw. Have a nice weekend.
I'm happy to Miss Rawa, and I mean, boy, you do my dear so who the book
has yes.
I will see a 4 step baby, I do at the drive time, 8 o'clock, and you ran on 9. It was see and you ran on Sia, and for when you should baby, I said, Fire Life Radio. Obabesia people drove for be a one munyam no bunyam wechinyam amazing boss lady #dadabaraka. Wajinega na odobe from Monday to Friday moa when you begin a hokeke. Emuno your health your niama bebre semu empemu agrosa waponwa mema na omumadi bebre wompemu anti. So I'm going to call my name Kaka no Munsegu Mitina. Yet, Pan so far. Into bet me up and to the training become when the idea no fear that your friend. No. I penny for you find your mom Palmer. What about some of my she said every Monday to Friday and you men on 9% and you men will see your friend drive time now. Get done what you need into Fire Life Radio. No, any better papa. Fire Life Radio.
Ujadem. Someone say, I can't say, I know, no, was a Fire Life Radio. I require that CV. Bye-bye. Yemfa company owner wa friend 50 times. My friend and I say enye 80 men friend and I also so 80 me I say more. The beggar wa say. And then they just a man for booming because the phone calls are too much. My first shareholder and effect with the man na you kwako botu. Me ma say 130 be pon but will be kind. And me amanesa. To me fresh shareholder na also the need aba. Na fe regimedie no aba na wie kama. Next week e be sa baby. Enti bia amatro for nitima aya yen friend. Hello.
Afishafa.
Afi enko emra na emeto ye na ensan ye ho na Yakopon enye yadom na yenya enkwa empomudie eni sika ene adwempa na yetimi famo ye nuanom soso. Enti aja na wodi de say e bia na obi enimo.
But your shareholder me ka say.
Eh shareholder na bedru no shareholder de na o ma ye.
The first year you the Yakopon e da was ni tuma pa udi. To say the Ujako be bia o be call Ghana go say ja. To say the the fancy the international level.
Musa. What a Roma.
Enti me na say me pro otherwise ya ka so nya me do makoaba. Na question I want to say, okay, yeah, I started to talk so many years ago.
Yeah.
They started me look like it's a man so for a bit more for now. Unfortunately, we see my car, but they are no matter what I would. And I will be sad to say, no, that if you do not say that they made by a certificate can be time I did a luminous power and I said, what's happening? And I say, time I was talking about what they do.
Yeah.
And when I say, I question Kaka.
Yeah. Okay. My main chum na yakasa asim we figure so that home office for no I will view be say 10 years no o calculate from first time we do 5 years na ma wo no sana home office for ne calculate from but omo you wrong because omo laws nature say Tama odi ohun ko de di kire wo mo se meti krom wa mini nkrata ma wari yi si ni me ye application mo mfa ma me no ehwo na omo akasa law ne se ehwo na se starting free but case ma come across so many cases home office do not count it from there, they count it from time of the visa ne ma wo no enti yamfa ne se odo ho ko kire ye no 2010 yamfa ma odo mo twen ho manso sa until 2015 ane de ma wa. Omone say you have to count from 2015 to 2025. That would be the 10 years. Lawyer Darko, me say you're wrong because some policy they say I don't want to say we be no so that there's some counter form. But for whatever reason, they keep making that mistakes. I'm a prefer Brady case Bremen. Ebiato me a reconsideration and send omogia to me say nessa promo calculated from Tama odo ho be kire ye no. Enti no sana akwa
Okay. This is I think that okay, yes, quite by now. The brass, it's not catch on the second work again. They can't take you maybe what don't more coach the anya. Or Messia, but the phone call also ready.
I say we are ready. Me say what that romantic my son and so they say a po. And so took a goon crana and your mother. 18 on Momra, yet to our channel. Now, Obi can send you said the empo or see Osisifo. Say or chenama on te ana on why name obum etino justice and law ye de yentija yo mumra ye beje motata de mo hwehwe bia se be ya mamo ye da masifi bye bye for now ye cha mi chamfo nyina onku ani nyina ye cha wo nana jojo
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Lada kunamisha papa ni mapa udi.
Usinyamisha na mpacho di se na kase free.
Mpacho be kase free LinkedIn na
LinkedIn.
They tell me client that who meeting with you next week, but none the same busa the big akasa na yaba.
Okay.
The book appointment though. Now it's regarding to or secure Asylum or mami you know. Now, or say a bit to me, I free waiver for the children. And because at the moment, it's no more somewhere in Kakrama. I'm a Ninja. I was applying for Colano. Now, just a bit mean that I would fee waiver. I'm a night to apply for Colano. Or apply on Asylum second route.
Enti Ceciano, visa bene kitaram pacho. Why apply for Asylum? Anyone go through and I say I go through.
I think I go through. Or no one look at minimum. I go through.
Okay. Anna and Cranny or no one.
I go through. But okay, Asylum I'm not more of ESP. That's why I not so no one.
Enti onya wie no wo man na say oye no no awo. Hello? Onya wie no wo. Okay, what the woman am be here because there are two. Okay, there are two options ebetini afa so. And a fee waiver so there is there for everyone. You can always apply for a fee waiver provided say your circumstances it is what it is. And to the next week, make sure that be a program about fee waiver, how to make a successful application for a fee waiver. Now it need to amount for. And there are two ways ebetini aboa no. And a big deal. Why? The fee waiver ebetini apply. Okay. No problem. Okay. No problem. Now will be so airfree giddy pa minima de quinty to the mention I mean she senior cause bit me in Nakasa for 1 minute here. Your time now a bit Pancho mo be am free beam and yes I na ko say me snowball mo as why and yes na etie intimacy p ma obi am free beam mo question be atro to next week ya ba nanka my idea nanka mabusa. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Radako.
Good afternoon to you. I'm Patrick and I'm say.
Represent Lion Kenny.
Nana Ayin Kenny. Okay, young quay, Nana Ayin Kenny.
We are not the circle can be captured in Yamu. A moment can throw to a month for so edited. I know. Yes, so motion ye because he say one she now the week or two Simma, who is open. I know. But Nippon so, who did you no, I send a life. Yeah, what's in life? Yeah. From because I dying to what's in my life, the rest of life, no, wait, operate my corner, only when you yeah. But we say, when you're again, a come out. Yeah. So we can't to be so much only, say come out. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Rodriguez, one for no motion ye. Okay. Or come at me, Eddie. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Let me say, Rebecca next week program now. Now, in short, what it is, they say, Obi Onma or Padia, fa any panel be hurting, and one is say, obey do obey. Your best remo. Say, who claim say we are victim of domestic violence and making sure say any correct. Men could try and throw and to be so because of a dire obedience. And say back come was him. Because yes, what cast a victim of domestic violence are near Maui, they will do their own investigation. They have to be satisfied as a yampa or a victim. Tebesemu ye na yenye careful because as my bekan in a chinana akui a baby amount. And yemfa enye so yemfa advert na fe yemfa dwedi no emra na we
Miniaba, any mammy do see, or yet no see, and no pebiera miniaba, sorry, I'm what you on complaining that and whoever to Sansana Mebra with fit any or 2 engine, no pejanting, the cab must city, that be beerano, what in Dende, Miami, or store, Mudinga, Mejere, and sorry, I'm a pa and castle near her, and I said, no way in Reda, son of papa, Nifia conkind, or no so complaining that and who be any or sorry, I'm a pana, or fancy kind or kunufu, me, a chromato, Maduma me can use Name active, Name come back, Tabierano, a bram the Puna Adias. Nanso men sorry that no cranka said, no baby me. Nina said your secret and person a draw a boy oba. Nina Kowa Mesha Queni a draw one no more a brownie peduano a mousy pea usita may come for a mouse. Also no who what Miss Sunny never bow na a brownie obusia. They are daho a ya minumbi a big dear dance.
Wayuki, Obenya Kwa mixture, our Ghana market, the heart of Africa, ground floor, shop number 138, Church Road, Nisden, London. Obetchini Afre 07514 433 148 and answer 07464 636 604.
Kowa Mesha, Abusia, and Mintase. Miniaba, any mammy do see, or yet more do see, and no pebiera miniaba, sorry.
Okay, etie for MSA yeri dwuma no ebeba na wiye yeda mu nyina amase ene maboa ama show no akonkan sebe Bob Marley ne kan asem o say I am not famous to myself eye mo amadom ene mo kasapa ene mafutuo ana malo yadako ene shehu da ajetu mi say edi ne di baby ano na nsa no free ga na yeba mu nyina amada roma ana ema ene yesoso etimi kasa ama yeso yedi entino wa washi bibiara ye fa nwumi emoma ne fa chichiro re miami nuaba my classmate Elizabeth Owusu-Aferi nyame emfa okra ensie iye baby a wo biara yakopon me bompa ye say your right hand side of God, that is where you will be nyame enka obusuafo na onsho modern ebe say share bi yes. Next week. This is David Darko, Justice and Law Solicitors, Unit 35B, the link, 49 Efron Road, Brixton, London, SW2, 1BZ, all areas of immigration and nationality, employment law, all areas. Come and see us and we will help you. May God bless you. We will see you again next week. Subscribe to the page, Justice and Law Facebook page, Justice and Law YouTube page. Subscribe, share, and like. You back again. Share until you can share no more. Yes. Bye-bye.